Sesha Sanyavadi
Paschatya desatarine
Shri Krishna Chandra
Prabhu Nityananda
Sri Advaita Sadhana Shivasadi
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Hare Hare Namo Krishna
Yadavaya Namaha
Gopala Govinda Ram
Sri Madhusudhanam
Hare
Pangun Langai Tegirim
Hare
Sri Gurum Dhinatharinam
Ramananda
Sri Chaitanyamishwaram
Hare Om Tat Sat.
Hari Om Tat Sat.
So we'll continue reading contemplation on one's perfect spiritual body, perfected spiritual body. See, Krishna is the all See, Krishna is the only in all of conjugal mellows, Shringara Rasa. Without the mercy of Srimati Radharani, one cannot attain Krishna in that rasa. Therefore, receiving the mercy of the spiritual master, while remembering the moods exhibited by Sri Gaura Sundara at various times, Gaurachandra at various times, if one remembers the pastimes of Radha Krishna, then the conjugal mood Ujjwala Baba appears. Even while residing in the material world, in a material body, the continuous pratyahika practitioner on the path of remembering Bhavanga Marga, by the grace of the spiritual master, should meditate on the eternal perfect body, Nitya Siddha Deha. In that body, by contemplating the eightfold daily mental service, Asta Kaliya Lila, Manasi Seva, gradually realization of one's true form arises, and one develops a sense of identity with it.
The spiritual world, we have a spiritual form,
In the spiritual world, we have a spiritual form,
which is not necessarily anything to do with our material body.
which is not necessarily anything related to our material body.
It's related to devotional service to Krishna.
It is related to our devotional service to Krishna.
And now, so Bhakti Thakur is studying one way, would you realize that?
So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is stating one way that we can achieve that.
And the Parikama devotees visit the temple of Siddha Jagad-bandhu.
In the Parikram, the devotees visit the temple of Siddha Jagannath Das Babaji.
He called Siddha
He is called Siddha
because he realized Radha and Krishna and he realized his eternal form.
He is called Siddha because he realized Radha and Krishna and he realized his eternal form.
So in the back of the temple, there's a song, gazebo, light, structure.
So in the back of his temple, there is a small gazebo like a structure,
Which has a asana. That is where he was seated, looking over the old God when he had his realization.
so they have like a type of asana where he was seated when he has that kind of realization.
Just simple asana.
Just a very simple asana.
So that he, he was in Vrindavan, but because any mistake you make there, 1,000 times multiplied. Mistakes.
Because the mistakes, he was in Vrindavan, but because the mistakes are multiplied by 1,000 times,
It came to Navadvip,
he came to Navadvip Dham.
and so he was doing the worship,
So he was doing his worship,
and he had this realization.
and he has this realization.
And then when Bhakti Thakur used, he was 113 years old, and he kept his eyes open by matchsticks.
So then when Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur visited him, he was like 130 years old, something like 113 years old, and he was kept his eyes open with matchsticks.
The eyelids would fall. I get them all my matchsticks. The eyelashes would fall.
Because his eyelashes were so heavy and full, so they will keep it open with matchsticks.
And he couldn't walk.
And he couldn't walk.
So he's carried in a basket
So he used to be carried on a basket
on the head of Bhakti Thakur.
on the head of Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
And then Bhakti Thakur, the villagers had told him this land is totally bad.
And some of the villagers were telling Bhaktivinoda Thakur, this land is totally bad.
Whenever you grow here, and only Tulsi comes,
Whenever you go here, only Tulsi comes.
useless land.
It's a useless land.
We can't grow eggplant.
We can't grow eggplant. We cannot grow anything.
So when Siddha Jagad-bandhu walked Bhakti Thakur Krishna over that land,
So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he took Siddha Jagannath Das Babaji towards that land,
and then he kissed across the land. I don't know how big the land was. He's walking back and forth.
so I don't know how big is the land, but he was going back and forth.
At one point, Haribo! He jumped up. He jumped up.
At one point, I don't know, Jagannath Das Babaji said, Haribol, and he jumped.
Oh, Allah!
Oh, Ranga.
Oh, Allah! Oh, Allah!
Oh, Ranga.
I got human Geiger counter. Instead of finding uranium, finding where Yohanga's birthplace.
Like the scientists, they they go and find different heavy metals like uranium. So Srila Jagannath Das Babaji found Sri Chaitanya's Lord Chaitanya's birthplace. Nitai Gaura Premanande.
Oh,
Gaura.
Allah.
Anyway,
That's, I don't even know. That's the whole deal. Lila.
so that's
I
a
heard of it. I heard of it.
that's all the pastimes that happen during the day of Sri Krishna.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
what are they eight? You know?
He said we will discuss later on the Asta Kaliya Lila. Krishna, the all in all of all Shringa Rasa, conjugal mellow, is my most beloved. Without the mercy of Radharani, Krishna cannot be attained. Therefore, Radha and Krishna should always be remembered together. In this world, the practitioner with a perfect spiritual body should constantly meditate on the eightfold daily service to Radha and Krishna in Braja, from morning till night, divided into 8 parts of time, engage in these services in sequence, with various divine paraphernalia, food, and fry food, always serving with waving fans, chamara, vigyana, and other implements, such as massaging his feet, the feet. Method of worship, bhajana padait, as taught by Dhyana Chandra. Dhyana Chandra, sorry.
Quality.
Padati. Bhajana Padati.
That's method of bhajana.
That's a method of bhajana called Bhajana Padati, as taught by Dhyana Chandra.
So, this is a quote. What's the quote?
What is the quote?
Uh,
It's a note. It's not a.
That means the quote.
Bhajana Padati Dhyana Chandrasya. That's a quote.
Yeah, so, this was very similar to what Bhakti Thakur had stated earlier.
So this is very similar to what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has stated earlier.
So this quality, this process is confirmed by different authorities.
So this Padati process is confirmed by different authorities.
So as you advance in Krishna consciousness,
So as you advance in Krishna consciousness,
you can meditate on Radha and Krishna
you can meditate in Radha and Krishna
and achieve your perfected spiritual body,
and achieve your perfected spiritual body,
and then the mental service to Radha and Krishna.
and then you can render the mental service to Radha and Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Remembering both the form of Krishna most dear to oneself and his associate, who has aspirations similar to one's own, and absorbing oneself in hearing topics related to them, one should always live in Braj. Should I continue? Should I continue? Prabhupada comment. It is said by Sri Rupa Goswami, when one is actually liberated from the material contamination, he can always remember an eternal devotee in Vrindavan in order to love Krishna in the same capacity. And developing such an attitude, one will always live in Vrindavan, even within his mind. The purport is that if it is possible, one should go and physically be present at Brajabhumi, Vrindavan, and be engaged always in the service of the Lord, following the devotees in Brajadam, the spiritual realm of Braja. 295. Think it's-
So it's you in the Shastra that before you visit Vrindavan, you should go into Mayapur.
So it is stated in Shastra that before you visit Vrindavan, you should come and visit Mayapur.
By the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, your Vrindavan visit will be successful.
So by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, your Vrindavan visit will be successful.
But I was thinking about Sita Jagannath, not Babaji,
But when I was explaining about Siddha Jagannath Das Babaji,
it was because he came to Vrindavan to hear and receive perfection.
because he was in Vrindavan and he came from Vrindavan to hear and receive perfection.
So knowledge is not different than Vrindavan, and one can achieve perfection here.
So Navadvip is not different than Vrindavan and one can achieve perfection here. Following the inhabitants of Raja, one should perform service in one's physical body and one's siddha's body with a desire for a particular bhav. Prabhupada translation. Activities in devotional service and the regulative principle must be followed even by the pure devotee. But when he realizes his actual position in relationship with the Lord, he can, along with the discharging of regulative service, think within himself of serving the Lord under the guidance of a particular associate of the Lord and develop his transcendental sentiments in following that associate. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 12298.
Sometimes people say that I'll tell you something your guru had not told you.
So sometimes people says, Sangoswami say, oh, your guru, there are things that your guru have not told you.
Other gurus, other sampradayas.
Other sampradayas, other gurus.
But here you can see
But here you can see
how Prabhupada has told us everything.
how Prabhupada told us everything.
There was a devotee. He was standing in the corner and going like this.
So there was a devotee standing in the corner and doing like this.
So then some brahmachari looked at him, said, Maharaj, what are you doing?
So some devotees told him, Maharaj, what are you doing?
I'm a guru. Told me I was a peacock and now I just practicing.
So their guru told me that there was a peacock in Vrindavan, so I'm just practicing.
And somehow all the foreigners, they become peacocks, cows, some non-human.
Sometimes all the foreigners they only become peacocks, cows, and non-human and take non-human bodies.
That's what the gurus, other gurus say.
That's what other gurus were saying.
This is not that someone tells you you're a peacock, you're this. There's a thing you have to realize.
But it's not that somebody come and tell you, oh, you're a peacock, you are this. This is something that you have to realize.
And to realize you have to become, you have to practice the regular principles.
And to realize that you have to practice the regulative principles.
You have to chant the holy name,
You have to chant the holy name.
and then Krishna, get the mercy of Radharani, and Krishna can be realized.
And then by the mercy of Radharani and Krishna, this can be realized. Hare Krishna. Contemplate one's perfect spiritual body, Siddhadeha, in this way. In the Gandharvikas, Srimati Radharani, own group. In the entourage of Srimati Lalita, I am present. I am a follower of Sri Rupa Manjari, and I am a resident of Javad village. I am made of the spiritual bliss, Chidananda Mayi, a form to be contemplated upon Chintanika Akriti. Chintaniya Akriti. I follow the mood of Kamarupa, type of bhakti that brings thirst for the amorous relationship to its essential nature, endeavoring exclusively to give pleasure to Krishna. I am full of rasa, shining golden in color, ever youthful, and I'm always nearby Sri Radha and Krishna. For the practice of this Siddhadeha, there are 11 stages, such as name, form, age, dress, relationship, group, command, service, highest aspiration, being a protected maid servant, and residence. By contemplating these aspects in one's own form, with the ego or sense of identity in this Siddhadeha that arise, gradually, with that identity, the clear mood of eternal service manifests. The situation in the material world remains only due to habit until death. The protection, maintenance, and nourishment of the gross body should be considered only as activities favorable to devotional practice.
Now, people get impatient
You know, people get impatient
and they think that I'm missing out on sense gratification. Think
Yeah.
that I'm missing out on,
and they think that I'm missing out on sense gratification.
and then they break the regular principles.
And then they may break the regulative principles.
By this, these things are, forget it,
But
how to reach.
these things, forget it, how to reach.
These things are for those who are very much attached to Radha and Krishna, attached to one of the Vishnu forms.
So these things are for those who are very much attached to Radha and Krishna or one of the Vishnu forms.
And if one is married, then they dovetail their activities to Krishna.
And if one is married, they can offer their activities to Krishna.
Have to do everything as a service to Krishna.
We have to do everything as a service to Krishna.
but we can't do sinful activities as service to Krishna.
But we cannot do sinful activities as a service to Krishna. So there is a note. The same Siddha Deha practice will be beautifully narrated, which are the 11 well-known ones as follows: name, form, age, dress, relationship, group, command, service, highest aspiration, protected maid servant, and residence. 11. Namayata. You want to go in detail for each of them, Guru Mas? They will describe the 11. Okay. As for name, her name will be similar to the names of Sri Rupa Manjari and other damsels of Braja according to their respective forms. As for form, the forms should be contemplated upon accordingly, appropriate to her service to Srimati Radharani, who enchants the lords of the gopis, who enchants the three worlds and incitates amorous desires. Insights. As for age, their age will be various, especially the 13-year, which is sweet and wonderful charm of adolescence, renowned among the maidens of Braj. As for the dress, their dress will be adorned with blue garments and various ornaments, beautifully according to their respective forms and loving sentiments. As for relation, the relation between servants and served should be considered according to one's own mental disposition, never to be abandoned even at the cost of life. As a group, she should always remain under the control of the group leader, just as the gopis always remain submissive to Srimati Radharani. As for command, receiving the command of the group leader upon their heads, they will serve Sri Radha and Hari with great joy as instructed. As for service, performing appropriate service such as fanning with chamara and vyajana and other suitable activities. As for highest aspiration, contemplating that, just like Sri Rupa Manjari and others who have attained the eternal companionship of Sri Radha and Krishna, I am also of the same nature of Nitya Sakhi. As for protected maid servant, she will be known as a protected maid servant, pleasing to all and always serving with loving sentiments. As for residence, the residence should be considered within Braj in the place of Radha and Krishna, such as Bamsibat or Srinandishwara, which are particularly delightful. The Manjari forms endowed with many qualities and ages. All these aspects, including names and forms, should be contemplated upon as given by the Guru. Thus, always situated in different places, one should worship Sri Radhikapati. By the blossoming of the memory of the name, always residing in the house of Krishna's beloved, following her commands, serve at times, being in the company of the Sakhis, one should perceive oneself in the attitude of contemplation.
So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur,
So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur,
he's describing the process of meditation on
He-
the 11 aspects
he's describing the process of meditation on the 11 aspects
of observing Radha and different aspects of the Siddha Deha.
Observing Radha Madhava and different aspects of the Siddha Deha.
Some people they're called Prakrita Sahajas.
Some people are called Prakrita Sahajas.
There's someone in Vrindavan who was rejected by Rupa Goswami.
There was someone in Vrindavan who was rejected by Rupa Goswami.
And so he started his own sampradaya
So he started his own sampradaya
and built the temple.
and built a temple.
And then all his followers, men who are saris, danced before the deity.
So all his followers are men who wear saris and dance in front of the deities.
They're called the Saki Dekis.
So they are called the Saki Dekis. Beki. Yeah, Saki Bekis. By Bhakti Vinod Thakur.
So this is how different people created these sadhya groups.
So this is how different people created such a groups, Sahajiya groups.
But the actual process is given here.
But the actual process is given here.
So let me show the city. Next.
Okay, Swarupa Siddhi, perfection of one's constitutional position. The verbs quoted here have very easy meanings. Everyone will be able to understand them. Go ahead. When a,
Now to stop.
okay.
I didn't
When a sadhaka becomes when a sadhaka becomes eager in the path of Raganuga Bhakti, spontaneous devotional service, then they should pray to their spiritual master, who, while examining the sadhaka's taste and determining his bhajan, will introduce him to the Siddha Deha. The Pratyahika sadhana, example, who is aspiring for Prema-rurukshu, should reside in the Guru's association, receiving all necessary instructions, situated in one's place, continue devotional practice with special care and attention. While remembering the Guru's given name, form, and other aspects, the practitioner will soon develop an identity in relation to them. This identity is Atma Jnana, knowledge of the soul, and this is called Swarupa Siddhi, perfection of one's constitutional position, that which was previously mentioned in the gradual process of devotional practice through remembrance of name, form, qualities, and pastimes that has in this place become blossom. The purport of this bhajan is, while thinking of one's own name, form, and so on, through connecting one's relationship and entering the eternal perfected names, form, qualities, and pastimes of Sri Radha and Krishna. When the devotional creeper crosses Viraj and penetrates the Brahmaloka, surpasses the boundary of the material world, and reaches the highest realm in the spiritual sky, Goloka Vrindavan, it climbs the wish-fulfilling trees of Krishna's lotus feet. By holding on this creeper, the practitioner also attains the transcendental above.
Haribo!
Haribo.
Oh, Ranga!
Oh, Ranga. Some devotees writers have described the attainment of perfect spiritual form, Swarupa Siddhi, as being born in a cowherd family in Braj before the completion of the Sadhaka Sadhana, completion of the Sadhaka Sadhanas. This is also not false. This attainment before the Vastu Siddhi, entering the Nitya Lila in the spiritual world, is considered as attaining Dvijata, twice born status. The devotee's attainment of the Gopi body is complete pure Dvij, Dvijatva or Apanadasha, the stage of realizing one's own nature.
So being born in the holy town is considered something very auspicious.
So being born in the holy dam is considered very auspicious.
But, and but uh, it's not as good as reaching the transcendental level.
But it's not as good as reaching the transcendental above.
It's like um, second best,
It's like a
second best.
second best.
So, Attaining Jagad has described the processes for all the different processes.
So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has described the process of all the different rasas.
Also, servitude, friendship, parental.
Shanta rasa, servitor, friendship, parental.
Then we went into great detail about the rasa, the conjugal rasa, the
So now
single rasa.
he goes into great detail of Shingra rasa, conjugal rasa.
What is uh, things are done all on chanting, doing sadhana bhakti,
So things are done while we are chanting, doing sadhana, bhakti,
and meditating on the mental platform.
and then meditating in the mental platform.
What is not done externally,
But it's not done externally,
like the Saki Dekis.
like the Saki Bekis.
So we have to continue to chant, and we may be on a very low stage.
So we have to continue to chant, and he may be on the first stage.
A low stage,
You may be in a low stage or whatever stage.
and that, like Prabhupada said,
As Prabhupada said,
once it took him 20 years to achieve perfection.
it took him 20 years to achieve perfection.
I don't know how long it'll take you.
I don't know how long will take you all.
You shouldn't give up.
We shouldn't give up.
We should chant.
We should chant.
We should perform our devotional service.
We should perform our devotional services.
And we hope that any of you come to this stage that you have to meditate on your perfected body.
And we hope that many of you can come to this stage that you can meditate in your perfected body.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So today, the blessings, Guru Maharaj, you want to give blessings first?
Blessings.
Krishna Materastu. So before we go to Bangladesh, today is the birthday of our beloved Haridas Prabhu, who has been serving Guru Maharaj for many years, traveling all over the world. He recently came, he's originally from Chile, Latin America, and he recently came from preaching tour in Latin America, helping Guru Maharaj. He's also in charge of Guru Maharaj emails, correspondence, assisting everyday Guru Maharaj in that service, together with Radha Raman Sevak Prabhu. And he has been at least, I think, 10, 15 years traveling with Guru Maharaj. 15 years or so or more traveling with Guru Maharaj. So let's give him a big Haribol and bless him to continue his service, his preaching activities. Whoever met Haridas know how dear, sweet devotee he is. He's a great preacher. So he's helping Guru Maharaj in preaching in his zone. So let's bless him to be always fixed and continue his progress as Guru Maharaj described here in the book. So Guru Maharaj, Maha.
Yesterday was Prasanna's birthday, Guru Maharaj's cook. So big Haribol to him as well. Haribol. He has been cooking for Guru Maharaj for the last also 15 years, I think. Yeah.
There are over 100 Bhakta, Shilet, Bangladeshi আছে কত আছে Shilet Bhakta আছে 100 plus. Goma, you can bless them over 100 devotees from Bangladesh. Hari go. Krishna Materastu to all the Bangladeshi Bhakta. Sri Lanka, how many devotees from Sri Lanka? Behind, many Bhakta from Sri Lanka. From Delhi? Krishna Materastu to all of you. Have a Rukmini Krishna from Colombia. Come in after many years seeing you. Canada?
Canada, yeah, she's from Canada. Haribol. Natabar Goranga, New York. Is that Natabar? No. No, sorry.
The rest of the world? Haribol. Haribol.
Jai Sri Guru Maharaj ki. So today's Laddu Prasadam is sponsored by Nandita Sinha. So give a big Haribol for her upliftment of spiritual life. Haribol! Dear fortunate devotees, welcome to Guru Maharaj's virtual book table. Dear fortunate devotees, welcome to Guru Maharaj's virtual book table. To the left of